while you're in high school, when did you start preparing for SATs?
So I started really early. I started from ninth grade, actually.
Ninth grade. Okay.
Ninth grade, because I had just taken the PSAT in eighth grade. So so when I took the PSAT in eighth grade, I was like, I gotta get a leg up on the SAT because that's the next step. And basically, that's the first thing they look at. All colleges look at your SAT score.
Not your GPA, not that, just SAT.
SAT. The SAT is like the first criteria on their list. They want to look at if you break the minimum SAT score to get in.
Right.
So once you match that score, then the next thing is the GPA. Then after that is everything else that falls into extracurriculars. But it's basically SAT scores and GPA. That's it. So that's why a lot of your success in high school and a lot of your success that goes into getting into college depends on those first 2 points, the SAT score and the GPA.
Now, for me, I find the SAT is kind of like an IQ test, because there are people out there who have horrible GPAs, but they'll be just smart by nature, right?
And
it's born smart, and they'll do well on the SAT. So, for example, a friend in college, Romain, like he didn't really do much work at school, right? But he was super smart. Like he would just come to a class, didn't do the lab, didn't do any homework, and just aced the test just on like instinct, right?
Wow.
Right. Some people kind of like that. I find it's kind of like an SAT is kind of like your IQ, while your GPA kind of measures your effort. Okay. Some people they put in effort and they'll do well with a good GPA, but they may not be that smart with a high IQ.
I agree. I agree with that. And not only that, I would add to that the SAT score is basically a measure of how well you know the test. So what?
Really?
Yeah. So if you're good at practicing the SAT, like basically the SAT doesn't test your knowledge of reading comprehension or writing or mathematics. No, it tests your knowledge of the test, of the rules of the test, the sections of the test. So if you've done enough practice SAT tests on your own, or if you bought like an SAT book, like a Kaplan book, and you've gone through all those tests, those are usually the people who score the highest on the SAT.
Really? So it's possible to hack the SAT. So
exactly.
What kind of hacking tips do you have to hack the SAT?
I would say that learn the question types, especially for mathematics, I can say, because I got a perfect score on the math portion. Nice, so I can tell you that the math portion is just know the types of questions and just hammer those questions down. Even when you're doing like homework or whatever, you take like a little
so when you
break.
say hammer, how often are we doing? Because for example, with you began in ninth grade, right?
Right.
So was that like 2 years or 3 years of just SAT practice?
Exactly. So it was just like every day.
Every
day for 2 years.
Wow.
I put in my reps.
Wow, that's insane. Every day for 2 years.
Every day for 2 years, not weekends, just weekdays.
So you come back.
So 5 days a week.
That's crazy. So you come back.
You do your homework.
Read a chapter ahead, then you prepare for the SAT.
Exactly.
Wow, that's insane.
And things got a little hectic as I moved to 11th and 12th grade. In 12th grade, I had 7 courses, all 7 of them were AP courses. So imagine how many chapters I was reading a day.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.